Right, good morning, good morning. Hope you are well, wherever you are, whatever the damn time. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's not that early in the morning. Just drop my charger. As I was saying, it's not that early in the morning, but I've been doing a few things already this morning. Today, I'm going to be taking you through a full day of eating. But before I have meal number one, I'm going to actually do my cardio. I've got 100 minutes of cardio a week at the minute, and today I need to do 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 15 minutes just now before meal one. I'm going to do 15 minutes post-workout. Post-workout, I'll probably actually do a little bit of a different style. I'll probably do some high intensity. So I'll do like some sprints and then rest, sprints, rest, because I really do want to improve my engine in the off season. So yeah, we're going to get on this bad boy today, the old cross trainer. And honestly, I think that if you are a bodybuilder, you want to compete, you want to take your process seriously, getting some cardio kit in your house, game changer. Just get a bike. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You haven't got to get yourself a Concept 2 rower machine or ski erg or bike erg. Just get yourself something off Facebook Marketplace. You can get something for pretty cheap. If you want to get bougie with it, you can, but you don't need to. It's just to get your heart rate up at home, and it makes such a difference. Because if you haven't got kit at home, it means you've got to go out to the gym. If your gym is 30, 40 minutes away, that's kind of long, especially if it's just a rest day, right? So definitely think about getting some cardio kit in your house. It makes a big difference. I also need to get some new headphones because look at that, that's unacceptable. I'm thinking of getting some Sennheisers. I can't remember the name of them now, but I want to get some Sennheisers because I feel like the sound quality is really good and they've got to be noise cancelling. I'm not getting AirPods or headphones that you just like stick in like little. I'm not getting those. I don't know why people like them. They fall out, they're not comfortable whilst you're training, and I also like noise cancellation. Anyway, let me do this cardio and then I'll show you meal number one. Perfect. Meal one, a little bit later than I would like, but this morning replied back to clients, check-ins, stretching, vacuums, cardio. It adds up. 100 grams of sourdough bread with 4 bacon medallions, 3 whole eggs. We also have, haha, I forgot, 20 grams of carbohydrates from fruit. Today, we're going for 1 kiwi, and we have 120 grams of melon. So 20 grams of fruit with this meal. This is meal number one. Today's a training day. I've got legs today, so can have this meal, and then my pre-workout meal will be either cream of rice or chicken and rice. All right, I'm not going to ramble on too much because in the last video, someone complained that I was speaking in my YouTube video. I'll do as little of that as possible. When's the last time I had melon? I haven't had melon in like, I think it might have been 15 years since I last had melon. Like, do you know like honeydew melon? Anyway, I was thinking about something because I've had a few clients talk to me about this and they asked me about productivity. How can I get more done in the day? And I always feel like people want this to be really complicated. They almost want things to be really aesthetic and smooth, and there to be some kind of hack or cheat that people who are productive are doing that they're just not doing. And the only difference is the work that they're doing. For me, the most important thing is making everything around me easier to get done. It's why I bought a cross trainer for the house. It's why I got a walking pad for the house. It's so that I can get things done easier. And that's one of the key things with building habits and productivity. It's make it easy. It's also why I bought this camera, because it's convenient. I don't want to walk around the gym and talk into a camera that's that big. So I'm not gonna do it. Even though I know that I need to do YouTube videos and make content for Instagram, I'm not gonna do it because I have to walk around with a camera like this and set it up and fuck around with the lenses. Whereas this little thing, I can put it in my pocket. It's easy. You make it easy to get things done. When it comes to actually organizing things, again, I'm very simple. Every week, I'll basically just construct a very vague Google Calendar that'll tell me what I'm doing on each day, whether that's check-ins, programming, if it's to do with education, if it's to do with meetings with Talib and Adam, if it's to do with my training. It's all put into a calendar just as a rough guideline. And then every single day, I'll write out a list of what needs to be done. That's it, and just do the list. Probably will be a little bit easier for you to do the most difficult task first, so then it's not lingering throughout the day. There's different approaches to it, right? And there's different things for everybody. So, for example, some people might like to do the easiest one first because it gets the ball rolling. It's kind of like the debt snowball, as they call it, right? Like you tackle your smallest debt first and then just go from there. And it kind of just builds momentum for you. But list, Google Calendar, done. It doesn't, I think people want productivity to be this like pretty aesthetic, things done in a great order. You've got this perfect app and it's just smooth. And like, no, like just wake up and get it done. There are no rules. There's no set way of doing things. You just have to find a way that makes it easy for you to get things done. So list, Google Calendar, make things easy. Cultivate an environment that makes things easy for you to get done. That's my productivity tip. I'm not an expert in this, but I also have goals, and goals require you to get shit done. You haven't got time to waste. As JP would say, why do you need motivation? You have a certain amount of time to get the things done that you want to get done. You're not going to be here forever. You're not going to have this mind power, your physical capabilities forever. What other motivation do you need? You haven't got time. Yesterday, I was going to uni at 18. I'm 30 next year. You haven't got time. If you miss something on your list, don't beat yourself up about it. Just do it the next day. Just do it the next day. There's going to be moments where that happens. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're a piece of shit. It doesn't mean your parents don't love you. Just do it the next day. Return back to baseline really quickly and get to work. Anyway, enough of that. This melon is really good. I was about to say lemon, but I also haven't eaten one of those like that. Did you ever used to eat a whole lemon? I used to literally cut up lemon when I was a kid and consume lemon. Oh, that's juicy. See you for meal two. All right, meal number two. I tried to film this video already, but the mic wasn't working properly for some reason. I'm trying to watch MasterChef, pre leg workout, but for some reason it ain't working. I don't know whatever. Whatever, it's okay. It's a first world problem. I'm complaining that MasterChef isn't working. Meal number two, which is 375 grams cooked weight rice with 175 grams of chicken breast, cooked weight that is. 85 grams of broccoli, 100 grams of pineapple, ketchup, some Caesar salad dressing. That's the meal. That's the pre-workout meal. Pretty low in fats. Pre-workout. Not that it matters too much for me, to be honest, but I thought, why not? Legs today, which I'm a little bit nervous about because I injured my lat doing RDLs a couple of weeks ago. It's better than what it was, but it's still not perfect. So I just have to be mindful and careful, make sure that it doesn't get any worse. Just have to be sensible with loading. That's basically the approach. I've actually been reading this as well. Shout out to my client Simon for the recommendation. The book is called Burn by Herman Ponzer. All to do with metabolism. It's actually really interesting because I feel like in this industry, people just throw around the metabolism term, but they don't actually understand metabolism, how your body adjusts, going through different phases, fat loss or gaining muscle or gaining weight, losing weight. And it also goes into detail about different pieces of research that have been done into metabolism as well. It's just great. It's just really good. And learning is cool. So anyway, I'm hungry. I'm not going to film the session today. I'm just going to see you for the post-workout meal. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Yo, back from the gym. And I had to rush back because there we go. I've basically booked this webinar with Chris Beardsley. I can't remember who else it is, but it's about maintaining muscle mass on a diet. And Chris Beardsley is somebody who I have been consuming a lot of his content recently, and just about physiology and about programming. He's got a really good podcast and he has a Patreon as well. Really smart guy. And he's just opening my eyes to another part of bodybuilding and just hypertrophy, which is great. So I always get anxious when I talk, but there's also a call going on because because I feel like they can hear me, but they can't. I'm going to make my post-workout meal. I'll show you what it is. I'll put some B-roll over, but it's basically 125 grams of ground rice. We've also got some whey protein in there, just 30 grams. We've got 10 grams of seeds. It's actually, I'm going to show you it's basically this. So it's got flaxseed, sunflower, pumpkin, chia seeds, and goji berries. Really nice. Hello micros, hello fiber. We've also got 100 grams of berries and 20 grams of dark chocolate and 90% of course. So that's the post-workout meal. I'll see you once this call is done for meal numero 4 and also talk about my session as well. There is meal number 4, which is 130 grams of cooked weight mince. I am ruined. I just finished some cardio. 130 grams cooked weight mince. We got 375 grams of rice, 115 grams of broccoli, and some salt and ketchup, sugar-free, of course. I have my last meal in about an hour and a half. Just got off that webinar, Chris Beardsley. I don't know who the other guy is. I haven't actually heard of him before. I think he's just a coach, but it was really interesting. And they basically spoke about how being in calorie restriction impacts your recovery from training, how things such as sleep, stress, motivation all have an impact on training. Just really interesting. Like anything, right? You look at pieces of content, you take bits, you try things, you adjust. He's obviously an incredibly smart person. I would highly recommend looking into his stuff. His approach is obviously with training, and the science says to train at a high frequency. You obviously train in the lower rep ranges. You're trying to mitigate fatigue by training in those lower rep ranges, modulating how close you get to failure, all that kind of stuff. And it's really interesting, but I also think that there's nuance involved with people, for example, with lower rep ranges, in terms of injury risk, in terms of preference. And I think what's also really important to remember with this kind of approach, with the scientific or the science-based approach, is it all actually works. As in, you can do above 10 reps and still get massive. I think some of these things, when it comes to natural bodybuilding, maybe you do have to pay a little bit more attention to these things because you haven't got the Mexican supplements to help you out in some instances. But even then, I think we've seen evidence that this still works with a lot of people. So it's just about taking bits that you find useful and trying things yourself, trial and error, that sort of thing. As with everything, but it's always good to keep an open mind and try different approaches. I just got back from the gym. Obviously, I had done my cardio as well. I done it here as well because I was in a bit of a rush. The training session went really well. Got my 50 kilo Bulgarian split squats, dumbbells, which was good. I just dropped down down to one set on the split squats. Everything else was good. RDLs, loading was obviously a lot less. It was only 140 kilos, which is warm-up weight for me normally. The lat still doesn't feel great, but I obviously didn't hurt it further. So I'm just gradually building that back up again. And the rest of the session was great. Leg extensions, adductor, calf raises. Bryony actually noticed that my calves are getting bigger, and I'm not surprised. I'm doing 4 sets every 3 days. I'm not surprised they're growing. They're getting bigger, which is great. One of the things I actually wanted to touch on was the UKDFBA. They made some changes, right? And big up Christian, he's taken over from Lee. The direction that natural bodybuilding is going in is amazing. So they're actually going to be doing scorecards now. Imagine actually being able to see how close it was. It's easy to say these things in hindsight, but I'm surprised that this didn't come in earlier. But honestly, big up Christian. There's also a change in weight cap of classic physique as well. I think classic is a weird one in natural bodybuilding because the discrepancy between classic and open is not that great. But I think with the new rule changes, so for example, with them now scoring posing, your free posing round in classic physique, I think it will create a larger gap between open and classic. I'm open all day. I love open bodybuilding. In natural bodybuilding, that is anyway, for myself. But yeah, that's pretty cool to see. Anyway, I'm going to get this meal in and then pick up Bryony from work. And we've only got a few more steps to do, answer a few client messages, and then we're done for the day. And then tomorrow is a busy one. So yeah, anyway, by the way, I'm absolutely ravenous. I could just eat 10 meals in a day, but I'm trying to live in this for as long as possible. It's also, as I said in my last update, the best I've ever handled post-show. My body weight actually went down to 102.6. So I'm averaging around 103.4 kilos, which is a lot lighter than what it was a couple of years ago. And obviously I have more muscle. My body composition is really good. I'm just trying to hold this for as long as possible because I know that my body's going to be very responsive and in an optimal position to build more tissue. Yeah, and then we'll push on really from the new year. Ultimately, capture a really good 110 kilos over the course of a year, make it look really good. And obviously, alongside that being at my strongest ever, I don't foresee needing to go to the 115s, close to 120. Is it really necessary? I don't know. I think it's probably going to it's just an ego thing, right? For me to be like, yeah, I'm 120 kilos. Yeah, but my blood pressure is like 200 over 100. All right, it's time for the fifth meal. Also a chance for me to answer a couple of questions that I actually got on Instagram. I put up a question box this morning. I thought I'd get some questions. I've only got two. Come on, guys. This question was from Conditioning Physiques. How to refeed if you're having low days and high days? Do you add the carbs on top of a high day? Okay, first of all, you have to think about where you're placing the high day. I will place a high day for somebody, and this is kind of just general advice, but I'll place it on a rest day and then just see somebody's response to that high day. The reason being is expenditure is a little bit lower. I'm not putting in food for it to essentially be burnt straight off or very quickly. You could add more food to your current high day. So if you're doing high food on a training day or a particular training day, because that's just how your prep or your diet is set up, then you could just add extra food on top of your training day food. That could work well as well, just to help push a little bit more performance. Because let's say you're in a diet and your high day is like 300 grams of carbs, which is better than 150 grams of carbs, but it's still, in comparison to where you were in your off season, probably lower food, right? So adding some more carbohydrates to that could be a absolutely fine idea. In terms of how much you add, even though you haven't asked that, but how much, what you got to realize is sometimes in coaching, you take an educated guess. That's all we're doing sometimes as coaches. It's just you're taking a guess. So, for example, for the initial high day that I do with somebody, I'll be quite conservative and I just want to see what their response is. And then I'll make a better or more educated decision once I've seen the response to that high day. So if I put in some food and body weight drops, or we don't really see the increase that I want to see, or it doesn't really change too many things in terms of performance, then I will increase on that. So start conservative. So you might add, let's say you're on 300 grams of carbs, you might add an extra 100 grams of carbs for your high day and see how it goes. Okay, you might overcook it, or it might be a case of, oh, okay, that was a little bit too low. I can do another high day, or the next time I have a high day, I can add more food. Where you place it, it depends on what, as I said, what is the goal of your high day? Is it for a performance increase? Is it to just replenish glycogen stores to give you a little bit more energy throughout the day? Is it to give you a psychological break from the diet? What is the reason you're doing it? And that should also dictate where you're placing it. I hope I'm not talking too much. That guy that said that I talk too much in my YouTube videos. How to differentiate powerful concentrics versus a momentum concentric. You are overthinking it. Do your eccentrics in a way that allows you to be as powerful as possible in your concentric. That's all you need to think about. I don't think there's anything else to really think about there. You should still be in control of the weight and you should still control that change in direction, but you need to be powerful. Not so much that you lose sight of the muscle you're trying to train. So for example, if I'm doing a lat pull down and in that pull down, I just swing my torso and get loads of other muscles involved just to move the weight. No, that's obviously that's not what we're looking for. It's almost like it's like concentrated power that you're looking for. So execution still remains good, but you got to be powerful in your concentric. I hope that answers your question. Tomorrow I'm probably going to have a free meal, I think. Bryony's at work all day, but there's this spot down the road. It's called Rack. That's the one, Rack. Basically, it's this place. Might just have an off-plan meal. It looks very good in terms of their sandwiches. Like their sandwiches look very good, and it's just down the road. I'm excited for my session tomorrow. I've got dumbbell press, 55 kilos, just trying to get that up to 10 reps. Once I can get that comfortably there, then I will likely move up to the 60s. They haven't got any weight between 55 and 60 at EP, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. There was actually something interesting that JP wrote today, and it was about how difficult does this set feel? So even though you might not take a progression, for all the Bryony fans out there, even if you don't take a progression with a rep or weight, even if it just feels easier, you can probably tell that a progression is going to come, or you've made adaptations because those reps feel easier. Of course, got to get involved. I was saying I'm going to check out that sandwich shop tomorrow. Rack?
Are you being for real?
It's going to be my off-plan meal for the week.
Without me?
Well, you're at work.
Do you not want to wait until...
We're going for an off-plan meal on Saturday next week. Then on Saturday next week, we're going to a food market.
Well, enjoy your sandwich.
Yeah, I will.
Must be nice to be online coach.
Yeah, I just go buy sandwiches all day and don't do anything else.
So I go out working.
See that list, right? I don't even do any of it. I just sit on my ass and I just watch MasterChef. That's the joys of being an online coach. You just sit at home. Someone sends a check-in, you say, yep, cheers, mate.
And you eat your oats out of your mixer.
I eat my oats, I eat my meals, I go to the gym. I come home.
Scroll on Instagram and go to bed.
I scroll on Instagram, do some steps, because meh, why not?
Well,
It's amazing. That's why I had to keep this quiet until...
Where is it?
It's literally like, that's the high street, and then like as you turn onto the road towards Sainsbury's, it's like a little corner thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks really nice.
I can get you on.
No, don't.
Why?
Because it won't be as nice, will it? Can you?
Alright, the last meal's ready. So we got 100 grams of oats with 45 grams of whey, 150 grams of blueberries, 10 grams of almond butter. That is the meal. Yeah, that's the 4-day of eating today. If you like the video, leave it a like, subscribe, and see you for the next one.